Okay, so this is a 30 launch. One of my favorite boats, my boat of preference when I'm using a boat. I love the styling of it. Just love the way this boat looks from the side, from the back, from the top. It's just an awesome running boat. Originally a Michael Peters design hull, Raymond Hunt bottom, 20-degree dead rise. It's a 10-foot wide boat with twin engines. This particular model's got a pair of Mercury stern drives. It does have joystick control, so everything's electronic, steering and so forth. These newer models boast a big swim platform. And again, I always bring this boat in a Heritage Edition, which is full teak, which is where customers like it up here in New England. And again, classic sapphire blue metallic paint, Riviera red boot stripe, stainless steel rub rails. But if you kind of take a look at the front here, you can see the huge flare of this boat, which makes it a super dry, super comfortable running boat. And if you notice that all the Chris Craft boats are different than other Bowriders that are out there. The windshields are further forward than most boats, so we have more protected area behind the windshield, but it also moves the weight a little bit forward. So these boats are awesome at staying on plane at a lower RPM, which to me is like listening to a really good pair of speakers on a stereo system. It's not necessarily how loud it is, it's how the quality of the sound when you're listening to it in a low volume. And that's what I love about this boat, because quite honestly, you know, going 50 miles an hour is great, but sometimes you just want to be going 20 miles an hour but still stay on plane. And I think that's the nice thing about this boat. Again, hard negative chines on the side, gives stability and dry. Obviously, we talk about the tumble home aft on the back of this boat. Most companies do not do this. It's a process that's built into mold where the back of the boat is actually built into the hull, into the mold, and not in the top sides. And if you look at other boat companies out there that try to emulate this, what they normally do is they'll take this rub rail right here and they drop it back down here, so the tumble home aft is in the top side, not in the mold. It's an expensive process, but it gives you the unbelievable look that you get in the back of the boat. Okay. Again, we have twin engines here. We have trim tabs on this boat, but believe it or not, it doesn't even need them. This is a brand new boat, so we haven't even rigged the props up on it yet. Stainless steel transom ladder on our starboard side. Little handrail to get up, down off of it. On the port side over here, you can see we have a that little black rubber thing here is the shore power trickle charger. It's like a battery tender on your car in your garage. We have a ski tow bar right here, or ski tow pop out. So if you want to do any tubing, and we've actually done some custom bars on customers' boats if they want to get involved in a little bit more wake sport stuff. But why don't you come on up here and we'll take another look up top. Okay, great. So you can see now, this is a full Heritage boat. It's absolutely gorgeous. We always bring our 28s in Heritage unless somebody wants to order it differently, but it's part of owning the Chris Craft. Owns something that's beautiful. Full teak cockpit floor, full teak sun lounge here. We also have a fill-in cushions for here. They're in that storage bag up front. Beautiful U-shaped seating in the back. A nice step to get on off. This is what I call jewelry on the boat. It's a custom stainless steel, water jetted logo, along with these matching custom bilge blower vents, which is really nice. Again, our stainless steel flag with a magnetic base in it. Pop-up stainless steel cleats throughout. And as you take a look at the dash, you can see it's almost like being in an automobile. You got a chair and a half on the side for the driver, really comfortable. Single passenger side. And again, once you fill this all in, it's really nice for laying out in the sun when you're stopped. Okay, so we're on the new 30 launch, brand new boat. We don't have any batteries in this thing yet. We haven't really rigged it yet. We just wanted to get it in the showroom. So I'm going to show you something really cool right now, and this is something that we do on a daily basis, but a lot of customers don't know. So if there's no batteries on this boat, how do I get into the engine hatch to go put batteries in? Well, this is exactly how you do it. Remove the teak walk through. Remove our side cushion here. And if you look down in here, there's two, and every Chris Craft has this, two knobs for a red and black, positive and negative leads. And basically what this is just an easy way to get into the engine compartment without power. So basically what I'm gonna do is take my power booster pack, which everybody should have nowadays, hook it onto my black, I'm gonna hook it onto my red, I'm gonna power it up. My engine hatch is going to lift up right now. So we do this a lot in the winter time when we have to take batteries out of boats, or if a customer calls us and said, hey, my battery's dead and we have to change a battery, this is how we access this. And while it's going up, you can see our panel back here with our battery switches, all of our circuit breakers, our main 12-volt circuit breaker, and this boat is equipped with 3 batteries, one for the house and one for each engine. And this is something new right now. It looks like Merc Cruiser put the switches for the engines over here, so we have push button starts at the helm. Okay, now as we pan into the engine compartment here, kind of neat. These are Merc 6.2 liter, 350 horsepower, Bravo 3 drives. Let me just turn this off. Okay, that's our electronic engine hatch as well. You can see where the batteries go over here on the port side of the boat. Super clean bilge, super big stringers. This is a real hefty boat. You can see where our through holes, one's for Volvo and one is for Garmin. We have one bilge pump that's our main bilge pump, and we also have a high water bilge pump, which is nice. Over here we have a battery charger, fireboard extinguisher system. We have a water pump over here. Those are our blower hoses over here. Very easy to get at, very easy to work on. Fuel filters, oil check, oil fill, everything's up front here. And these motors are really easy to winterize as well, as long as you do it correctly. Okay, the one thing I want to show you, which is kind of neat, and I don't think many people have done this before on the Chris Craft website, is I'm going to actually show you how to put the bimini top up on a Chris Craft boat with a hidden bimini top. So the nice thing about this boat is that the bimini top, when you're not using it, it hides. You can't see it. It's like a convertible. It hides behind the seats over here, out of the way. But if you do need to use it, you want to get out there out of the sun a little bit. Basically, it pops up here. Kind of hold it up here. It's a one-person job if you know what you're doing. And hopefully it's adjusted the way it needs to be, but basically I'm going to unhook this. I'm going to slowly come down. Put that in there. Canvases on here to protect the upholstery. Sometimes these things do need a little bit of adjusting, which we do when we rig the boat. This one's pretty close to being right on. Again, they all get tightened up and adjusted when we rig the boat before final delivery. Just in case all of those. Take this tube right off. And then slide this forward. Okay. Pop the last bar into these quick connects right here. Got to kind of adjust them a little bit when they go in. One. All stainless steel tubing. You can run the boat at speed with the top up. And there you go. Bimini top covers 6'5" guy from the windshield to the back of the boat. And then at this point in time, if you wanted to put our engine hatch back down, we would just come back in here, and this is the reverse side. This is what we do in the winter time. You take the positive, you go to the negative, negative to the positive, power on, and our engine hatch will come back down. It's just a worm gear that we're doing in reverse. But it's a nice way to access the engine hatch without having to go in there and pull pins and so forth. And you can see how nice it is having the bimini top up on the boat. Good. Okay, so now we're here at the helm. Nice, huge size helm here. Mahogany steering wheel, centering, Chris Craft logo in the middle. Notice that the steering is not like normal steering on a boat. This is because it's fly-by-wire steering, which allows us to have the joystick, which is right here, and this is a Merc joystick. Some of the really cool features of a Merc joystick. Number one, when you're in neutral and you want to go and engage your joystick, you just do it. It'll automatically take over. Then when you shift, it disengages the joystick. But my favorite feature of this is because I do a lot of boat driving back and forth to client's house, but you have Skyhook, where you push a button and the boat will stay in its exact location. If you're waiting for a bridge to open, or if you're waiting to get your dock lines ready, the one time you're not supposed to use that, or you should never use that, is if kids are swimming off the boat because the engines are engaging in gear. So that's definitely a safety thing you got to be very careful about. This button right here, which is really awesome, and the nice thing about this joystick option, which it may seem a little expensive, I think it's a must. It's built in Autopilot. So basically, if I am just headed from here across to Long Island, and I'm headed on a 180-degree south course, and I push this button right here, this boat will stay on that 180-degree south course. Okay? On the other side, it's got three little dots over here. Now that is a Waypoint Follower. So if I plot a course on my GPS, which has got a Garmin GPS over here, and I plot a course from point A to point B, or even just to point A, and hit go to, then I can push this button right here, and it will follow the navigation as I preset it into my GPS, which is kind of nice. You're not going to walk away from the steering, but you can pretty much stand here and know that the boat's going where it's supposed to go. Tilt steering, push button starts, electronic digital controls, digital readouts for Merc. Your Merc gauge here, brand new, so sometimes they stick. But that's a digital readout, will give you all your gauge information. Fusion remote for your Bluetooth stereo. This also has satellite. We always put satellite antennas on ours. Digital readout gauges that we can allow to see all this stuff redundantly as well. And again, all of our gauges and everything are nice and easy to see on this side. It's got a flip-up bolster seat, so if you prefer to lean up when you're driving a boat, you can do so. But one of the nice things about this boat, for me, is when I'm sitting down, it is super comfortable for me to see right through the windshield. The wind's going over the top of my head, and I am relaxing. And a lot of people, when I first started driving boats, I always stood up. And this boat is one of the few boats that made me start sitting down and really appreciating the engineering that went into having a boat that you don't have to stand up on, which is nice. Again, color-coded speakers, tweeters up here. You have a USB as well as cigarette lighter adapters all throughout. One thing I want to point out, which I don't know if I pointed out in the other boats, is we always put our sticker on a boat with our telephone number and the dealership's information. And I am not a fan of putting stickers on the back of these beautiful boats. Actually, I'm not a big fan of anybody that does it. I think it's kind of tacky marketing, and we just don't do it. I think the back of the boat should be for the name of the boat and really look as beautiful as it does. We put our logo there, and we put it right by the helm seat because one thing that we have here at the dealership is we have 24-hour customer service. Whether we're here or not, we have an answering service that picks up our phone. That's a phone number if you call. If you're out at midnight and something's going on with your boat, you call that number, someone's going to answer the phone, a live operator. That live operator is not only going to take your name and number, but they are going to email and text the pertinent people involved, so we immediately get notified and we'll get back to you. And any of our customers that have seen this in action know that sometimes it's amazing how quick that we actually get back to you and troubleshoot the problems that we have. So again, that's my little spiel on the stickers that we put, and kind of out of the place, out of mind, so you can't see them, but they are definitely there. Also, if you look underneath the helm here, everything's circuit breakers down here, so if for some reason you get a surge or something in your power and your horn's not working, first thing I'm going to tell you to do is go look down there, find the horn button, pop it back in, and see if that solves your problem. We've gotten pretty good at troubleshooting these things over the years and keep our customers out on the water if there's nothing major going on with it. Up front here we have dual trumpet horns, stainless steel horns, big, huge, round seating up here. And the nice thing about this seating is we are on a boat that is, it's 28 feet long, but we are deep inside this boat. So if you have kids that are sit up in the bow, which is usually where they like to sit, they are really deep inside the boat. You don't have to worry about them falling out or anything out. But there are handrails here if you want them as well. These cushions right here come in a nice little bag. They're the cushions for the swim platform, or the sun lounge in the back. They snap in if you want them. We haven't put them out yet because it's a brand new boat again. Up forward, you can see the same signature cast stainless steel navigation light setup, which is custom to Chris Craft only. Embossed logo on teak, and again we always put a stainless steel anchor, windlass, and we always use all chain. It's a little bit more money, but we've noticed from our customers that it just does not fail like a rope and chain windlass fail. So some people try to put the rope and chain on there and save a couple of bucks. We already know that these are not the most expensive, not the cheapest boats in the world, and we'd rather our customers stay on the water and have less problems. A little storage area up here. If you do go for the bow thruster in this boat, that storage area gets eliminated, but with the joystick, you really don't need it. Right here is the head. Starboard side console, okay? You have a head, a sink, again, Tecma head. It uses fresh water. It's the same head you would find on a 50-foot boat. There's a light in there. It's actually pretty big. You can get inside there if you need to. Over here, we have a storage door, which is jammed full of all the canvas that goes with this boat for right now, but you can kind of put whatever you want in there. There's built-in fender holders and so forth. And then there's another feature that's nice for the Chris Crafts. Is the walk-through door here, which again allows us to slide open, close our window, and if we're cruising when it's a little bit chilly out, we don't get any wind coming through here and it stays pretty warm. It's actually a very comfortable boat. A lot of times I'm pre-season and post-season picking these boats up all over the place, and although it's an open boat, you are really kind of protected out of the wind, and that goes to the engineering of the naval architect that put this thing together. They don't just put together a CAD program and say, all right, this looks good. They actually put together a boat that runs great and it makes a lot of sense. Come over here, you have a companion seat over here. Again, flip up seat. The seats do move back and forth. Got a little glove box up here. Again, it's got the USB for the stereo as well as a cigarette lighter adapter. All LED lights throughout to light up the cockpit at night. And then this is a huge storage compartment down here that has a mooring cover stored in it right now. We've been putting mooring covers on all our boats now because we want to protect the teak as much as possible. The teak on this boat is really in raw format right now. Before we sell it, we actually treat the teak. We put a sealer on there and treat it, which I can show you a little bit later, but it actually protects it and has the water bead off of it so you don't have to worry about it for a little bit of time. These two stainless steel things in the floor here, a lot of people don't know what they are, but they're actually inspection plates that allow you to inspect your fuel tank, which is below us. And there's one on each side, one that you can inspect the feeds that go to the engine, and one to inspect the fill that goes to the engine. This is also where we get at your fuel sender, which controls the gauge, tells you how much fuel you have on the boat. And that's an NMA standard, actually. Back over here, I've had many customers call me and say, hey, you had my boat last winter and I can't find my fenders. I think you stole them. I have to call them and tell them that there's actually storage compartment back here, and that's where they are. They owned the boat for a year and a half and never knew anything about it. But we do have storage there, storage under the seat, storage under the back. Over here we have the same drawer style refrigerator. Slides in and out, controlled right here. And then we have another storage compartment on this side. Again, it's got built-in fender storage. What else can I say about this? It's pretty much a beautiful classic, you know, gets a facelift a little bit every year. The nice thing about this boat compared to the previous years, to me, is the electronics. The joystick, power steering, the tied in with the GPS is awesome. And the classic look, I mean, it's just one of my favorite boats to drive.